As I mentioned, there's a breast love campaign. So rather than let you speculate, I'm going to be speaking with Bernice Boakye Yiadom, Vice President of Cancer Support Network of Ghana. Lay out for us the breast love campaign. And Bernice, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
Breast love. I'm interested. I know October and the breast, cancer awareness and all that goes on around the globe. The breast love campaign, what's that?
Thank you very much for this opportunity to be here to share with you a few points on what is going on in the month of October. That is the breast cancer month, the pink ribbon,
Right.
So we are a group. Right. And it's a cancer support
network of Ghana.
Yeah, an NGO, and we are very new.
Okay.
And in collaboration with Beautiful Beneath, East Legon, very close to ANC Mall.
Right.
Yeah, and then we are passionate about what women go through as a result of breast cancer.
All right.
Yeah, so we decided to be active and involved in whatever we can do in this month, and we have some program outline that we are going to campaign for. Create the awareness for people to know that this is what we are going through as women.
Right.
We need the support of men, because most of the time you have a loved one who goes through this breast cancer disease, and you don't know what to do with the person.
Okay.
With your sister, your brother, your sister, your wife, or your mother.
Joy 99.7.
So we decided to educate, create the awareness, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So that's what the breast love is about. So it's about loving breast.
Right.
Yes. And Beautiful Beneath is also into lingerie for women.
Lingerie,
bras that can sustain any person who
getting
has
the right size.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's what we are just
So
into.
loving the breast, you've got a couple of things. The Pink Girls for the Street campaign on October the 5th. Breast Care Day, free breast health screening on October the 6th. That's next week, Saturday. And then you've got the Pinky Walk 2018, October the 13th. Just quickly run us through what these are.
Okay, we have days set out for this program, activity that we have arranged, organized to go through.
Okay.
So from Monday, that's tomorrow, 1st to 5th October.
Okay.
We are having the Pink Girls on the streets.
Right.
So at every traffic, we are going to have our girls share out some flyers.
Okay.
To all motorists and pedestrians.
So there are actually Pink Girls on the street.
Pink Girls on the street.
Right. Sharing information about
breast cancer and all materials, flyers all around.
Okay.
And it's going to take place from morning till evening.
Right.
Yes, after working hours. So,
where are you getting these girls from? Are they school girls? Are they university girls?
University girls.
Right.
Yes. They are volunteered to be part of us, and we are doing this from Monday to Friday.
Okay. And
on Saturday, we are going to have the breast screening.
Okay.
And we are adding the cervical cancer screening as well.
All right.
So this is going to take place at East Legon, Beautiful Beneath premises. Yeah, that's where we're going to have that. So
okay. Who are you expecting to come for this? Just women, girls? What's your target?
We are looking to have everybody.
Right.
Men, women, and young and old.
Okay.
Yes, so we are all supposed to be participating, because it's not only us women that suffer the breast cancer menace, we all go through it as men also.
Right.
So we need all of you to be present.
Okay. We had expected Dr. Mark Dradosi and also Dr. Joanna Boakye to join us. But what I need to know, and what probably would benefit my listeners, is who are those going to be undertaking the screening? The doctors and what else?
Doctors, we have a lot of doctors who from Konfanoche, Kolebu,
right,
and some coming from abroad. They are going to do the screening, the testing, and everything for us to be able, the cervical cancer and the breast cancer screening and all that. So all right. So you've got all the people who love breasts listening. Yes.
To Ultimate Health right now. If you want to give a parting shout to them, what would you tell them?
I would say that we need them to participate. We need them to become on board for us to make it big, nicer, and get more information and education on exactly what breast cancer is about and what we are going through and what they can do to support any person going through it.
Great. So, all right, I'll hit hard on the Saturday screening at Beautiful Beneath.
Yes.
Right?
Premises,
near ANC Mall.
Certainly.
That's where everything is taking place.
Yes, please.
Saturday from what time?
From 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
Yeah.
Be there. right?
Yes.
And take part, get educated, get information, and of course, if you fall within the category, get yourself screened, right?
Very good. Yeah.
That opens the door to all the support and care that is available out there.
Yeah.
Right. Many
And
thanks.
remember,
Yeah.
please,
Mhm.
everything is free.
Everything is free.
Yes, please.
Okay, Ghanaians love that. Right? You've hit on something there, right? So free screening on Saturday. I've just been talking to Bernice Boachi Adam, Vice President of Cancer Support Network of Ghana, and she's just given us a program for their Breast Love campaign. So look out for the pink girls on the streets,
Yes.
right, at traffic lights and important intersections. They'll be giving out leaflets. Get informed, and Saturday, make sure you're at the beautiful Beneath premises near ANC. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Sue,
Right.
for having me.
Okay, you're most welcome. I always say if it impacts on your health and your well-being, we'll talk about it on Ultimate Health. Brought to you by Yum Vita, a delicious way to grow. And I'm back in the studio with my my miracle makers, the embryologists. I'm kind of elevating them to the level of co-hosts. Eugene and Michael are welcome. You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. I prefer Eugene and Michael before, or rather to struggle with clinical embryologists. If I just say Eugene and Michael, I think by now my listeners know.
Yes.
They know what you are and what you do. Thanks again for sharing your Sunday with us. Now,
You're welcome.
one of the reasons I brought you back is that we put something in storage. We put some stuff in the freezer, right? Last week we learnt about in vitro fertilization, right? And then intracytoplasmic sperm injection and other hundious things, right? Essentially, we're doing assisted reproduction.
Yes.
Right, and then concerned ourselves with what you do specifically with sperms and eggs.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back again. So we explained what in vitro fertilization is,
Yes, we did.
where you're bringing the egg and the sperm together outside the woman's body,
Yes, correct.
right? And it's totally under your control as
Yes.
embryologists,
Yes.
all right?
Yeah.
And you have processes and procedures by which you select the most viable and potent sex cells, as in eggs and sperm,
The sperms.
and bring them together.
Yes.
And again, my recollection tells me that the process of fertilization occurs right under your eyes, right?
Yes.
And then when you're happy with it, you put the product back into the woman.
Yes.
Yes.
So that was IVF.
Yes.
Okay, is there anything I got wrong there?
Oh, you're correct.
Right. So IVF. So you do it outside, and then we mentioned that if the sex cells we're dealing with are coming from the partners, then it's IVF. But if it is from somebody else, then it's donor.
Donor IVF.
But it could
IVF.
still be under IVF.
It could
Yes.
still it qualifies
Yes.
as IVF.
Yes.
IVF. Sorry. Okay. Then we looked at intracytoplasmic sperm injection.
Yeah.
Right. So you've taken the sperm from the man, right?
Yes.
You've polished it, washed it, and done all the stuff to get the best one.
Good.
Okay? And then you are going to introduce this into the woman's body.
No, into
No?
the matured eggs.
Into the egg, rather.
Yes.
Yes, right. I missed a step. Into the egg
Yes.
directly. You're not allowing or making the conditions conducive for the egg to do its swimming, the sperm to do its swimming. You are injecting that
Yes.
into an egg.
Into the egg.
And it is because the sperm does not have that strength
Okay.
to go into the egg by itself.
So you're giving further assistance.
Yes.
So the word assisted
Right.
reproductive
Okay.
technology.
So a man may have sperm which are not so strong, so macho.
Good.
You still work with them,
Mhm.
and in this instance, you will now specifically select at least the best
Out
out of these not so macho sperm,
Good.
and then you will inject it into the egg.
Into the egg.
Yes.
Right.
And not any egg. The matured.
The matured
Yeah.
egg.
Yes.
That's ICSI,
Yes.
intracytoplasmic.
sperm.
Listeners, you know what? When I when I activate the phone lines, we're going to see how who can say this without tripping up on their tongue. But it's good to know and understand that there are different techniques available. Okay,
Yes.
right. Is there anything you wanted to highlight from last week before I go into what we put into the freezer?
Maybe we've lost the IUI. The basic
Intrauterine
insemination.
insemination. Okay,
Yes.
go over that one. I remember it, but let me allow you to talk.
Yes. And that we said is the basic treatment
Mhm.
in the assisted reproductive technology.
Mm.
It happens that when the sperm function and everything about it is seen to be good,
Mhm.
and the woman who is having a patent tube,
Mhm.
then the clinician will suggest that let's try IUI first
Okay.
before we go on. So a couple
Your
of
tubes and everything are okay. You
Yes,
guys
that's
say
within you.
patent.
Yes.
No
yes.
problem. No
Good.
blockage.
No blockage.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Then looking at your cycle, the clinician will take care of you from there.
Mhm.
And when the time comes, he will call us.
Okay.
Your husband comes in,
Mhm.
give us the semen, and
Right.
then we prepare it and give it to the clinician
Okay.
to inseminate. And so that one is like you are
Like a
having
relay.
your natural thing,
Mm.
but this time we are just bypassing the cervix and the vagina
Okay.
and going to the uterus straight.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. If you've just joined us, this is Ultimate Health on Joy 99.7 FM. This and every Sunday we are live and should I even say pregnant with all the up-to-date, precise, unassailable health information that improves, enhances your wellness and your health as well. For a couple of weeks now, we've been focusing on assisted reproduction and all the things you can do on earth. Yes, of course you can pray, but on earth, man-made strategies, techniques, procedures that enhance your chances of having children. Today, I'm once again in the studio with the embryologist. Michael Yakas is the clinical embryologist at the Lister Hospital and Fertility Center.
Yes.
Right? And Eugene Ba is the clinical embryologist at the Jubail Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center. Right. And they are here in my center, which I call Ultimate Health, but the larger umbrella, of course, is Joy 99.7 FM. Tell somebody to tune in right now. We're going into detail because last week I found out from them that after doing all their maneuvers, if I can call them such, they may actually come about with several embryos, actually living beings. And then they can ask you, well, how many of them do you want to proceed with, right? How many of them would you properly want recorded on the parliamentary Hansard? Yes, they have that power. But then I asked a question. So what about the ones that are left over or seemingly unwanted? And we froze at that point last week. I'm going to take a message from Yomvita, come back, and we'll look into the issues. So you've created life, Michael and Eugene. At that point, you are mother and father, right? But what happens beyond that? Stick and stay. We're back.
Yum, 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 Vita. So good for baby, baby. Good for baby. Yum, 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 Vita. So good for baby, baby. Good for baby. Mm-hmm. Yum, 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 Vita. Yum, 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 Vita. Oh, yum, Vita. Yum Vita, a delicious way to grow. Yum, yum, yum.
Yum, yum, yum. Yes, if it's mealtime,
It's ShopRite Hair and Beauty Promotion, where you can look good and feel great with the lowest prices on your favorite hair and beauty products. Like a 200-gram bar of Imperial Leather Soap for only 3 cedis 99 pesos, and a 400 ml of Dawn Hansen Body Lotion assorted for just 12 cedis 99 pesos each. Don't miss our hair and beauty promotion now on at ShopRite. Prices valid until 7th October. ShopRite, lower prices you can trust always.
right? And I'm sure you can get Yumvita there as well. If you're looking for a healthy, easy to digest infant cereal packed with essential vitamins and minerals, one that has omega-3 to aid in the healthy development of your child's brain, then you choose Yumvita. It comes in 2 delicious flavors, wheat only and a combination of maize and wheat. It's got it all. It's called Yumvita, and they bring you ultimate health. This and every Sunday, 2:05, we are live, and I've got my embryologist in the studio. Yes, they do all sorts of stuff with eggs, but I'm not talking about omelette or boiling or scrambled. Human eggs and sperm. Michael Yakas and Eugene Ba. So let's go back to the scenario we had last week. So you've created life. In the commercial break, you were saying I shouldn't call you mom and dad, but in that respect, you are nannies.
Yeah, nannies.
to the lives you've created.
Yes.
Right.
Caretakers.
Nanny Michael and Nanny Eugene. But let's look at the real deal. You've created life, albeit in a dish or a test tube or whatever.
Correct.
Yes.
Right. How much power do you have? I mean, here you are telling us last week that, well, you'll actually declare the number of embryos active, viable, and then a decision is taken as to the next steps.
Yes.
How many are used, how many are not used. That's where I have big questions, and I look at the two of you, right? What happens when you don't use any of the embryos?
So after we've done all these processes and we've come up with beautiful embryos,
Right.
we'll select the ideal number, of course, based on decision that we've come into with the whole team.
These
and
are
the
clinical
couple.
decisions.
These are clinical
It's
decisions.
not CCCC Lalaku.
No, so
No, right.
the number, sometimes somebody will say, oh, please, I want so much. But it's decided based on your health, based on your age, based on your previous health conditions. So that currently we are trying as much as possible not to have multiple births. So we are trying
Okay.
to reduce it. But we know that in our settings, lots of people want twins. So often, most clinicians or most embryologists will not advise you to go more than 2.
Okay.
Maximum of 3.
Right.
But because the process is fine-tuned, you get a lot more embryos turning out.
Okay.
And when we selected these 2 for transfer into the woman, the remaining ones, we can freeze or store them for this same couple for their own use at a later date. For instance, if they've gone through this cycle and it's successful, they have their baby a year or 2 down the line.
Literally speaking, you have kids in the bank.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. Let's hold that there. Let me freeze that there for a minute and come back. From what you just said, it seemed that you discouraged multiple pregnancies when you're doing assisted.
Yes.
Will the probability or the chances of success change because you've inseminated the person with multiple embryos?
It's more about okay, so success, yes, because success, we are not only looking at the pregnancy itself, but we
Okay.
are looking at you getting pregnant and delivering a healthy child.
Okay.
But the more babies a woman carries, the more likely you are prone to have complications along the path of
Right.
the 9 months of pregnancy. So we try as much as possible to discourage people from having triplets.
Okay.
Twins, I would say we are not there yet because in our society, lots of people want twins.
Right.
So
Yeah.
plus the process is not cheap. So if you can do the process and have 2 children out of it,
okay.
it's something that is welcomed by all.
You know, anytime you bring in the issue of money, I know something's going to happen to my phone lines and my WhatsApp messages. But so if I come for the procedure and you guys do your stuff and there are multiple embryos, viable lives.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm asking this, but does that change the price?
No, the price hasn't changed.
All right.
It's still yours.
It's still yours.
Yes.
Okay, we did this together.
Yes.
So we are in business. All right. Okay. So, Eugene, let me come back to this business of storing leftovers, so to speak. I want to be blunt so that you see the seriousness with which I'm looking at this. You've got lives you've created, of course, by a viable, scientifically supported clinical process, right? You're saying to me that is a live embryo.
Yes,
Okay, I
it
almost
is.
said baby,
It is.
right?
Embryo.
And you can freeze that. What does that mean? For me on the streets, you've frozen a life, right?
It's like we are putting hold on the growth of the embryo. It does not die. We do not kill it.
Right.
We are putting a hold on its development. And it is not just done. It goes through series of media,
Okay.
and then we put it in a temperature that is above minus 100 degrees to
Okay.
keep it there. And
Right.
that, as long as you keep the temperature there forever, it will still be there.
It is alive,
It is alive,
but frozen.
but frozen. No metabolic process is taking place, so it cannot grow.
So let me my analogies are going crazy now, listeners. But let me say, sometimes you put ripe fruits or whatever in the freezer, and it's not supposed to ripen further, or it slows it down. Yeah? Okay, I can deal with that one.
Yes.
But you're saying you've essentially stopped a developmental process,
Yes.
and you can hold it at bay for how long?
For as long as you want to keep it. And
10
that
years?
temperature.
And it will still be there.
For as long as you want to.
And when you change the conditions and the medium and whatever, that embryo comes to life.
Yes.
Whoa.
The process is such that, from biology or in a living cell, water
Right.
is key.
Okay.
But because as part of the freezing process, water, like Eugene was explaining, is taken out of the embryo
Okay.
and replaced with, let's say, supportive medium so that it does not die at that cold temperature.
Okay.
So basically, once it's frozen, all metabolic processes are frozen there.
Okay.
And when they are thawed or taken out of the cold temperature, water is reintroduced into the cell and they begin growing
Okay.
as if they were made yesterday.
Right. And they look so innocent in front of me, but I'm I'm beginning to become afraid of these guys. But if you just tuned in, 2:31 on Joy 99.7 FM. The program is Ultimate Health, your ultimate guide to healthy living. It's brought to you by Yumvita, a delicious way to grow. That wonderful, wonderful infant cereal. But we've been looking at, before even they start, and you start thinking about cereals, at the embryonic level. I've got these chaps in the studio, they are embryologists, and we're looking at this in the context of assisting you to have children.
Yes.
That's why I'm asking all these wild questions. It's not just for the sake of it, but it's assisted reproduction. So they do all they can do to enhance your chances of having a child. But now we've gotten to a point where, hey, they've enhanced it so much so that they can even have Jara spare. And then they can store a life. I got this from Dede in Maryland. It said, kids in the bank. And the answer was yes. Wow. I would like to know the difference amongst the zygote embryo and the fetus. Reason being, it's an old age debate here. Which of the three is considered a human being and not to discard after? So when we talk of life and rights, and then the legal folks also come in there. Right. So she's asking for distinction. Zygote, embryo, fetus. Is there a difference?
They are
Yes,
very different.
there are differences. So a zygote is when the sperm and the egg fuses together.
Right.
When it's just one cell,
Right.
then it's a zygote.
It's a zygote.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Dede,
we
you're
know
correct
that-
there.
We know that it's fertilized, but it's only one cell. It's
Okay.
not started growing.
It hasn't started the division
Division
process.
yet. So
Okay.
it's only one cell. Immediately, division starts, becomes 2 cell, 4 cell, 8 cells, and keeps on going. At that stage, is an embryo.
Okay.
And like we've been saying over the past weeks, when we reach the blastocysts, which is like 5 days after we took them,
Okay.
by that time there are over 100 cells. It's still an embryo.
Okay.
But when it implants in the womb
Mm-hmm.
and it begins growing,
Right.
then we say it's a fetus.
It's a
now.
fetus.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So it's just zygote, embryo, fetus in that order.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So which one are you freezing? Embryo.
The zygote and the embryo. We don't.
You can freeze at zygote stage.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? As one cell.
Yes.
And you can freeze at embryo stage.
Embryo stage, yes.
And you can also freeze the gamete, the one
The
that
sperms
comes
and the
together, the
eggs.
sperm and the egg.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But the fetus, no.
Okay.
We don't do that here.
All right. Yes. So with regard to and within the context of assisted reproduction, this opens up multiple doors.
Yes.
With this available, should there be people who don't have children? Is it really the legal and the forensic issues that present the bottlenecks? Right? For example, let me ask this question. So you've got this in storage. Is it mine?
It's yours.
It's mine.
Yes. Because before we even put it in that temperature,
Right.
you have a consent sign.
Right.
And that
You sign consent.
Yes.
Okay.
That you are giving me the right to go ahead and then keep it for you. So
Okay.
it's like a bank. Just that there is nothing like
It's a
interest.
bank.
Yes. That's
Okay.
why we call it the sperm or egg or embryo bank.
Right.
You give us the right to keep it,
Okay.
and then you also have to pay for
storage.
Yes.
All right. Whoa. Abeku, there's trouble here. 34 minutes past the hour of 2 on Joy 99.7 FM. This is getting interesting. So you can put your sperm, your egg in storage, and then when they're brought together, you can actually put the living embryo in storage.
Yes.
And there are conditions, legal and other things.
Yes.
And I promised you listeners that we will bring in the legal expert when it comes to alternative forms of reproduction, because a lot of issues come in there. So let's say Norte and Akwoko. Goodness, I have a cousin who's married to an Akwoko. Let me rephrase. But let's say a male and female, save their...
Kofinyama.
You're all right. Save their embryo with you.
Yes.
And then there's some problem with that union, or they divorce, or they part ways. That would be not an issue for you guys. It's for the lawyers.
No,
Or?
it's all part of the consent.
It's part of the
process that
consent.
you
Okay,
use.
so share with us.
So one point in the consent is that this couple will have to agree that in the event they are no more as husband and wife, or even in the event that one passes on,
Okay.
what do we do with the embryo that we've stored?
So conditions are spelled out
Yes.
therein.
Yes.
Right.
And they have to make a choice, either to say, oh, okay, when one is no more, when we've departed,
Right.
you can thaw and discard, or you can give to the woman,
Okay.
or give to the man.
Okay.
It's all part of
Great.
agreement.
So
process.
essentially from the onset, it's a joint account.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
You and your partner have a joint account, right? But then you are made to read through and give informed consent as to conditions under which this joint account and its operation may be varied. Let me use those words.
Yeah.
Okay. But essentially, you can actually freeze your children until you are ready.
You use the word kid, and somebody said kid in a bank.
Yeah, kids in bank. Well, we've got to look at it within the context of assisted reproduction. So you have these options. And last week we had a caller, or I think a text, where the gentleman said his wife is undergoing chemotherapy.
Good.
Yeah.
And he wanted to know if he could freeze her eggs.
Yes.
Right? And
Yes.
your answer was in the affirmative. Yes,
Yes.
he could.
Yes.
And that also opens options, because sometimes when we want to commence some of these therapeutic processes, radiotherapy, chemotherapy, and they may have an impact on fertility, some of these choices have to be made.
Yes.
Right.
That's it. The freezing, I think, is a beautiful process, and
Okay.
it offers us a lot of things. Because just backtracking a bit to what you just mentioned, at the point where we can freeze eggs or freezing the gametes.
Right.
Currently there are lots of women who either they are not ready, maybe because they've not met their man,
Okay.
or because of some form of academic track they are on, or some professional track they are on.
Right.
They are not ready to have children now.
Okay.
But we also know that with the age of a woman, as you grow, the quality and the quantity of your eggs begin to decrease.
Right.
So a woman can decide that, oh, okay, possibly I'm almost hitting this age,
Right.
and I'm not married yet, or I'm not ready to have children
Okay.
now. You can walk
A
into
woman
any
can
of our
walk into a facility, ask you to harvest eggs,
and freeze for you.
select the best ones, and put them in account.
Yes.
Savings account.
Yes.
Not a current one. Right? So when you're doing the do yourself, you're actually running a current account.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And with regard to women, they are born with a definite number of eggs.
Yes.
Men continue to produce sperm over their life cycle.
Yes.
Right? But women have a fixed number. So you may have an interest in actually storing and maybe insuring
Yes.
your eggs.
Yes.
As a woman.
Yes. So that when you are way past, say, 40, by which time your own eggs in you now may have either
Depleted.
decreased or
Okay.
depleted completely, you can still have eggs. And the beauty is that the eggs will be at the quality
Right.
that were retrieved. So, for
Okay.
instance, if we pick the eggs at age 30, when you are 40, when we bring these eggs back,
Right.
they will still have the potential of a 30-year-old
Wow.
woman.
Are you sure you're not? What you're doing is not subject to the Securities and Exchange Commission? I'm beginning to wonder, but wonderful, wonderful medical miracles, and I'm hoping it's providing answers and insights to my listeners. Shortly, I'm going to activate the phone lines. Let me do that now. 0302-216-541. 0302-216-541. Peter in Takrade. I like it when people write inside Takrade. Or inside Spintex. Very graphic, okay? Very interesting stuff. Really learning a lot. Thanks to you, Mr. Host, and your panelists. Peter, we bring them here just for you, right? Online, on air, and most definitely on your behalf. My phone lines are active. 0302-216-541. Ultimate Health on Joy 99.7 FM with me, Norte by nature. And I'm in the studio with the clinical embryologist Michael Yakas and Eugene Bam. And they're telling us all the fixing they do and even the potential that this have to, should I say, broaden the frontiers of what we could do. It means that if, for example, we had frozen Osagyefo sperm, he could get somebody pregnant even though he's absent.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And you guys will be the ones doing it.
Yep.
Whoa. Let me take a caller on the line and then come back to this interesting angle. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Right, your name, where are you calling from?
I'm Kofi calling from Amasaman.
Amasaman. Okay, Kofi, you're most welcome.
Yeah, your discussion has been very interesting. I want to know if could get the CDs or the audios for the previous
previous discussions. Okay, it's available online. Right.
How do I get it?
On our Facebook. Abeku will give me the steps. Right, if you go and look for videos on our Facebook page, you can get the live feed from Facebook and YouTube, all there. All right? Okay, but I'll give out these steps. Keep listening, right?
Okay, I'll do it.
Thanks. Great. We're here for you. So these are some of the issues that we have to contend with. There'll be legal issues, of course.
Yeah.
So can I... Okay, I have Seth on the line. Good afternoon, Seth.
Yeah, good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Great, and you?
Fine. Where are you calling from? Awoshi. All right.
Yeah.
Right. Share with us.
Yes, I want to find out, assuming a couple have gone through the processes and then at all stages made financial commitments, but at the end couldn't succeed in getting a baby.
Right.
Is there any compensation for such a person?
Compensation.
Yes.
So you went through the processes
Yes.
and it didn't work out.
Yes.
Okay. You are asking if there's compensation.
Yeah, if there's any probably reimbursement or any way of cushioning such person in case he has spent so much and he couldn't get what he wanted.
All right. Okay. Not an embryology question, but it borders on it. So when it doesn't work out, and we last week talked about percentage of success and other things, what happens, especially financially? That's his question. Let me take Abdul, and we'll come back for an answer for that. Abdul, good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon.
Where are you calling from?
Amasaman.
Amasaman. Wow. Okay, something's happening there. But you're welcome. Share with us.
My question is whether these, actions that they are taking are only limited to human beings or they are going extra to go to animals.
Wow. That's a thought.
And then the second question is, I just want to know how long will they retrieve the sperm from a dead person, whether male or female? I just want to know the long.
Say that one again. So somebody has died. You're asking how long after the death?
Yeah.
Right? Is it possible to harvest?
1 hour? Is it 2 hours? Or no matter how long the person? Yeah, I just want.
Abdul, let's put this properly. So somebody has died. You're saying, is it possible to retrieve sperm or eggs? And how long after the death? Okay. Yeah. Great. All right, let's get some answers. Seth is asking about the first one, compensation. Right? And then he's asking, well, so if somebody dies, can you go in there and harvest if you have the legal right and so on? And is there a time limit?
I do not think we would have the legal permit to do that.
Right.
Worldwide, okay, I've not come across any such data.
Okay.
But in my mind, I think we will not have the permit of the one.
Death closed the door for you.
Yes, I think so.
You need some specific legal something to say go in there and do X.
Yes.
But we harvest organs, don't we?
Yes, we do. But I think with organs, the person would
has
have
given the
prior
consent before they died.
Yes.
So perhaps in this case, we need to look at that.
Yes.
More work for my legal resource person. Huh? Okay. I have Odas on the line. Good afternoon, Odas.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Right. Odas, before you continue, I'm going to ask that you ask your question straight. I don't want a lecture, okay?
Okay.
Right. What's your question?
Yeah, what I have to ask, I mean, the moral basis of the practice.
Okay.
You know, in the Bible, well, I've read about someone being executed. I mean, executed because of the way he went about the sex act. You see, there are statistics. So these are our people who, the way a mother they had their sex.
Right.
I mean, about closed sex or open sex, whereby the sex act was not so intact.
Okay, Odas, let me take the closed. Wait. Odas, let me take the closed point. The closed point is that what is the moral basis? All right. Okay, I don't want to get into closed and open sex, so I'll ask the question about the moral basis and hope that that satisfies you for this afternoon. Is there another caller? Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, who am I speaking to?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, where are you calling from?
From Adan.
Adan, please share with us quickly.
Hello, I'm calling from Adan.
Yes, you're welcome, Ima from Adan. Share with us.
I want to ask. Yes, I want to ask. How sure will I be if I should come and keep my team? Let me call it like that. My team with them. How sure will I be if I come back next time? It will be the same thing that they'll give me.
Aha.
And again, how am I to know that this is the quantity that they are keeping for me? And be sure that next time when I come, they'll give me that same amount.
Okay. Right, Emmanuel in Adan, you have questions about your banker, eh? All righty. Ajiman is on my line. It's the man calling today, right? Ajiman, good afternoon.
Yeah, you have taken ultimate health to another level.
I've taken what?
The ultimate health.
Ultimate health.
Yeah.
Say no any ultimate.
The program is another level.
I hope you are benefiting.
Yeah.
Right. Share with us, Ajiman.
Yeah, I want to ask. Supposing maybe I've reached the point that maybe I've finished having my children and I want to for money.
You want to do this commercially?
Yeah.
Ajiman. So you
about the lady, if a lady was possible to sell some eggs.
Wants to sell eggs. Okay. Yeah. All right. Great questions, right? And he's asking, so he's had his children, he's fine. He doesn't have a problem with fertility or production. But now he's thinking of going into business. Now that he's aware you guys are there, you have a bank. And he wants to sell sperm. Or what if a woman wants to sell eggs?
So for us, we do not call it selling because we do not
commercialize this process.
Yes, we think that this is life and you will not be able to get paid for your sperm or your eggs. But we look at it just as somebody would donate the blood and maybe say, for going through this.
This akin to blood donation.
Yes, so akin to blood donation, sperm or egg donation. It's quite close to that.
Okay.
So you can donate your sperm, you can donate your eggs.
Okay.
And then you maybe giving something for the stress you've gone through because you be in a vehicle to come to the hospital and the processes that you go through.
Right.
But it's not...
We're not there yet.
Yes. No, we do that, but we do not say you are selling.
Okay.
It's not. Yes.
Blunt commercialization.
Yes,
okay.
It's not
right. Let me hit Oda's question. Let me read out this one and hit Oda's question about the moral basis, right? I know you're clinicians, but the moral basis. Okay. Notip, can I please have the doctor's contact number? I need it badly if you mention it on air. I'm 45 and still looking for the fruit of the womb. I've got your number, so I'll fix you up after I've noted your number, okay? But last week, they gave out the numbers for their facilities, right? Which I think was the best way to go about it. Do we want to do that again? now?
Yes, we can do that.
Let's do that again. For Lister Hospital?
So for the Lister Hospital, which is a 24-hour facility, you can call anytime. 0303 409030.
Okay, once again.
0303 409030.
Okay, that's Lister Hospital.
Lister Hospital.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Bill, you can also call on 054 6683 That's 054 6683
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then the lady, there was no name. Do please add your names there, because sometimes I write these numbers down and I try and get back to you as best as I can. So we'll see what contact we can make for you. Right. So the moral question, does it come in for a clinician?
In fact, the moral aspect, the kind of story that he wanted to compare it to is the motives behind that person then.
Right.
He didn't want to get the brother's wife pregnant.
Right. The biblical reference.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here we are rather trying to help bring out babies. And our work is a form of medical treatment.
Right. So it's considered as such.
Yes.
And indeed, for those of you listening, because it's a medical procedure or a form of treatment for a condition, please note what we are doing is not advertisement. We are not promoting any of these facilities. My resource persons happen to come from facilities which we've been able and are willing to mention, so that it doesn't seem to be the case that Ultimate Health is now marketing this. It's a procedure available, right? And we are talking about it and educating people, and hopefully proffering remedies and solutions, possible or potential solutions to people. I guess that makes sense.
Yes.
Right? Because somebody might think we're advertising it. Hi, Norte. In this country with erratic power supply, can't this affect the storage process and quality of the stored embryo? John from Pokwasi is looking at Dumso and embryology. Because of temperature. There was a question about Ajima wants to know how he can be sure what he put in there is the same thing he comes back for later.
Ajima, wherever you are, I want to assure you that the sample that you will give, it will be the same that will be given to you. But when you give to us, probably you give maybe 10 mils in the container.
Right.
It is not all the 10 mils that we are even going to put there.
Right.
Because we need to prepare it and get the best out of it.
Okay.
And that best is what we are going to keep for you.
And you will disclose that to him as well.
It is done in a professional way, such that it is kept for a person.
Okay.
But there is nothing like you're going to miss or what.
Okay.
It's the procedure thing that you do, and then everything goes on well.
All right.
Another person mentioned of reimbursement.
Reimbursement, yes. Compensation.
Yes. We don't want to say you go to market to buy something, but it's like you've gone to pay for a service to be rendered to you.
A medical procedure, really.
And it's a procedure.
Right.
Nothing that is used on you is even manufactured in Ghana here. Everything is bought from abroad.
Right.
So whatever we used on you, it is what you have paid that is used for you.
Okay.
But the good thing is that when you feel at the center that you had your procedure done, and you go that same center again, of course, it is people that are working and they have
there's a human
own
face.
way of reducing or giving you discounts.
Okay.
Of course, if that is even waiving their profit that you're going to get.
Okay.
For you to get that help that you need.
Okay. Great. I've got this from Beatrice. Hi, Notte. Can I have the number 2? And then the first lady who asked for the number, who says she's 45 and still looking for the fruit, says she's called Mary. We'll see how we can sort this out. But again, the level at which we are discussing is now downstream, right? So when you get numbers or contacts to facilities or anybody, you're actually going to now start the process of investigation, assessment, and all those things. So you don't go straight there and say, I want 2 crates of eggs. So let's be mindful of that. But we'll do our best to try and respond to those things. Okay, so the kind of questions that are coming, it looks like people are now understanding the options available, right?
Yes.
But I'm hoping I can get you guys to share something quickly, because clearly there are legal or medical legal issues that have to be addressed, and that inform the kinds of consent and contractual arrangements that are made.
Yes.
So how is that handled? Is it that the person goes through the usual consent process?
So mostly in these facilities, we do not necessarily have legal teams on site 24/7, but these forms of consenting have been written up by legal professionals.
Right.
So they've taken into consideration all the various dimensions that could happen along the process.
Okay.
And it's written down on paper. And personally, I've had some situations where people come with a peculiar situation,
right,
which is not on the form, but upon discussion
it has
and
to
with a legal
taken
team,
into account.
they say, okay, we have to take this into consideration,
right,
and we have to redraft the whole consent form, to suit their peculiar
properly
situation.
done.
Yes.
Okay, properly done.
Yeah.
Let me mention that the three of us in the studio are actually members of the Fertility Society of Ghana, FESOG, headed by Dr. Edem Hiaje of Lister Hospital. And we've had several programs and engagements that have discussed some of these, some of which I'm trying to lift or replicate on radio for your benefit. So we'll be looking at the legal and other things. Surrogacy, where somebody carries a pregnancy for you. All the ramifications, moral, religious, or whatever, we'll talk about them as part of our assisted reproduction series. The day is back saying we didn't answer the zygote embryo question because she's come back on a point. I'll read that in a second. Somebody says, Edison in Takwa says, today happens to be the birthday of his lovely wife, Millicent Ajololo of Denu in the Volta region. Please play what? Across My Heart from Kenny Rogers, telling her the kids and I love her so much. Okay, I guess maybe Bile will do something for you. Dede was saying the reason she asked her question, if I can quickly stick this in, is because some other schools of thought consider the embryo not human and thus can be used for stem cell research. Others do not consider it as a human being even from the zygote stage. Is there consent with what you do with the embryo due to non-payment of storage or go through the process? If discarding, isn't it unethical killing of a human being? Right. So when you decide to discard, are you not taking life?
With this?
Yeah.
I think from what we've read and believed and known,
right,
the human aspect takes place within the uterus.
Okay.
After the embryo has implanted.
So what you've done in a petri dish or a test tube and all that is not considered.
It's cells that have been put together and given it life to grow.
Okay.
But it cannot grow on any other thing or anywhere apart from the uterus.
All right.
And that is where the life of human also starts from.
Right. So that probably would do justice to the other parts of whether it's a human or not. But is there consent with regard to when there's non-payment for storage? So I'm not servicing the bank account. Do you take certain actions or what?
Often most centers will have a grace period based on the agreement within which you have to fulfill your part of the agreement.
Okay.
But if you haven't, then because of space constraints and other things, the clinic will have to make a decision. And
all right. We've come to the end of the program, but let me ask this. Our phone lines have been busy. Our WhatsApp is going crazy. Does that suggest to me that your facilities must be very, very busy? Or is there not a demand in our part of the world?
In fact, the demand is there.
Right.
The demand is
so
there.
You're very busy.
And we are very busy.
Right.
Because my day actually when I'm working may start from 5 a.m. and I may have to go back even in the house in the night.
Oh, wow. Yes. Okay. Right. So I have to let the very busy clinical embryologists go. Right, Eugene and Michael from Lister and Jubail. It's been great having you, but definitely we'll bring you again to look at some of the issues that have come up, right? And I'm sure we'll have more to talk about with embryologists and other members of the reproductive team, right? Many thanks to you once again for sharing your Sunday.
Thank you very much for all the experience that you've given us.
Oof. We can't thank you enough. And thank you for responding and sharing your Sundays with us. It's been great having them. Let me just run this by the Breast Love Cancer Awareness. They have the Pink Girls on the streets, October 1st to the 5th. Breast Care Day Free screening on October the 6th at the Beautiful Beneath shop near ANC. And then the Pinky Walk is on October the 13th, right? If you want any more information on this, you can call 050-7152-113. 050-7152-113 for the Breast Love campaign. Okay. I'm out of here. Many thanks. Next is Belay, who has been doing pop chains. Had a great pop chain yesterday at the +233, which I couldn't make, but I hear it was off the hook. Stick and stay on Joy 99.7 FM for Sunday Rhythms with Paul Belay Ankra, obviously, of Infant Swim School. Stick and stay. I'm out.
With the best music. I love the music. Best music. Joy 99.7 FM. Keep this frequency clear.